Welcome to Focus on Jensen Beach. I'm Ron Rose, Executive Director of the Jensen Beach Chamber of Commerce. And tonight we're at Benihana's Japanese Steakhouse here in Sewell's Point. Tonight we're giving you a different side of the Chamber of Commerce. We're showing you what one of our Chamber's socials is all about. We have a social once a month and at different business establishments. And tonight it's at Benihana's. And the hostess tonight is Hatsuko, manager of Benihana. So you're welcome to Focus on Jensen Beach.
Thank you very much. My name is Hatsuko Koyata.
I'm not even going to try your last name. Now, what was that again?
Koyata.
I've always called her Hatsuko as long as I've been here.
Fine.
Now, you know, you have been in business for 20 years.
Yes.
Now, why is that?
Well, overall, Benihana has been in almost 30 years, started in New York. Our motto as a company is, it's an incorporated company. Our motto to be successful, perhaps, that is because of the freshness, quality, cleanliness. It's the bottom line and all the way to the top.
Now, I know you've attracted some famous people here. I think you were just talking to me about Lonnie Anderson was one of them.
Yes, and many other
baseball
players and other famous people too, announcers, Mr. Harry Raisling, and all others been here.
Oh, well, that's great. Now, you were born in Japan.
Yes.
Now, when did you come to this country, and how did you end up in America, and how did you end up as manager of Benihana's?
Wow, that's many questions. First of all, my family become very close friend of American family when I was in Japan, and they become my sponsor, and they invited me to come to this country to see and study. That's how I started it. And I came here, I loved it, and I never been returned except to visiting my families. And how to become the management? Well, when I started in 1971 in Fort Lauderdale as an interpreter for Japanese associates, especially in the kitchen staff, that we have had about 15 of them. And then later when we opened in Miami, the Japanese number of associates are growing. However, most of them didn't speak much English, so they needed someone to interpret for them. That's what I took the job. Then, about little over 2 years, when this place was opened in 1977, I was invited to attend corporate meeting. And there are about 4 gentlemen who was senior than I am at that time. I was at the time. And I was the 5th one. And one by one, they were invited to attend a meeting room in front of the president. And I was invited to the meeting room at the last. They offered me to go to Miami, transfer to Miami to take the position for Metal D. I thank them very much for even considering about it, but I believe that's a gentleman's job, so I'm not really interested about it. So they said, give us just a few minutes. I stepped out from the meeting office, went back, then they asked me to take the assistant manager's place in Miami. So I said, assistant manager? They said, the president of the company said, would you give it a try? I just said, try, then that's it. They all stood up and shook my hands as congratulations. So that's how I become management.
Well, that's a great story. Now, Hatsuko, here with us is Jeff Sovak. He's the membership director for the Jensen Beach Chamber of Commerce. And he's going to talk to us a little bit now about the importance of socials and why socials are important for businesses like Benihana's to host, and just why it's important to members.
Thanks, John. Basically, the reason we have socials every month not only is a chance for the individual member to showcase their business, in this case, lovely Benihana's, but also it gives an opportunity for our members to get together. It's an opportunity to exchange business cards, develop new contacts and leads, and it's good fellowship. It's an opportunity for a lot of the people in the community to come out, see what your business is about, and hopefully make new friends. So it's something we strongly promote in the Jensen Beach Chamber of Commerce.
Thanks, Jeff. You're doing a great job. Now, Hatsuko, you've done every year that I've been executive director, you've sponsored one of the socials for the Chamber of Commerce, and you're really getting involved in a lot of the other communities' affairs and community support. You're very, very big in community support. What are some of the other areas you get involved in?
Well, first of all, I love people. And then we were very closely working with the YMCA that I believe in young people, properly growth, proper place to go to, and healthily growing. And if without young people growing properly, we'll be in trouble. That's why I really am looking forward to help them any way possible. Also that the Chamber of Commerce of Stewart and Palm City. And to me, that I believe it is important because to meeting people and introducing ourselves to the community proper way is the crucial for this business to be successful.
What really sets you off from the other restaurants in the area? I know you have excellent food, and actually, it's entertaining to eat here, and maybe you can explain that to our viewers, but what sets you apart?
Well, first of all, in the industry of the restaurant in this country, they call us as Benihana for theme restaurant. I believe in that too. It's quite unique from most any other restaurants. Naturally, not necessary for the freshness of the food and the quality. We also believe in the excellency, not just the good. Good is not good enough. Also, our strong point is that perhaps our chef come to table, prepare your customers' food at the table, and they're all different. They have different characters, and we give them tremendous training. When we first met them, either the person has an experience as a chef or not. We retrain them again before we allow them to go to the table, which means we use the same amount, I should say, the same portion, exactly the same portion of the menu, exactly the same. We let them cook over and over and over as much as they need, sometimes up to 3 months, or we start all over. And that's what gives us tremendous strengths, that we teach them how to properly wait on table as a chef, cooking-wise, and also sometimes we have problem with the language, but it seems like they are managing very well with their cooking.
Well, Hatsuko, I want to thank you for being on Focus on Jensen Beach.
You're welcome.
I know you're very, very busy, and I want to thank you for hosting the social tonight.
My pleasure.
But after this break, we'll be returning to Focus on Jensen Beach. We'll be talking to the outgoing president of the Chamber, Audrey Klemzak, and the incoming president of the Chamber, Ken DeAngelis. But during the next break, you'll have an opportunity to win a dinner for two here at Benihana's by being the 16th caller.
All right. Would you want to know what's content in that?
I'll tell our viewers what they're going to receive.
Fine. The dinner for two certificate would be presented by the TV 16, and what you will receive in that is going to be shrimp appetizer, soup and salad. Entree, it's going to be hibachi steak, that is New York cut sirloin steak with a vegetable, steamed rice, and a green tea. It's a complete dinner. So
excellent.
Please call in.
So this is the 16th caller at 692-0056 during this upcoming break. We'll see you when we return.
Collecting and making porcelain dolls is rapidly becoming one of the world's leading hobbies. Doll lovers can make their dreams come true at Doll Makings. Doll Makings offers a full stock of porcelain greenware, painted and unpainted bisque kits, ready-to-assemble doll kits, and dolls at every stage of completion. Doll Makers holds open workshops so you can choose the days and hours most convenient to your schedule. Doll Makings is located in Port St. Lucie at 9116 South US 1 in Eastport Plaza. Call 335-7500.
I suppose getting older has its drawbacks. Your hair starts to get thin. You can't stay up to the late show. And spicy foods, forget them. But it's not all bad. When you turn 55, Great Western will give you a free checking account. Now, that'll save you money. It'll make you feel good. So if you're 55, talk to Great Western Bank. They've got 8 ways to get free checking. I'm going to do it in about 10 years.
Welcome back. Before I talk to the incoming and outgoing president of the Jensen Beach Chamber of Commerce, I wanted to introduce you all to one of Lucille Tynan, who was Volunteer of the Year last year.
Nice. Oh, that was marvelous. A nice year. I enjoyed it.
Lucille is always helpful here, and she signs up everybody right here for all of our socials every single time, and even the forums, never misses one. We really appreciate your volunteer program through the United Way.
Yes, it is. RSVP, Retired Senior Citizen Volunteer Program.
Do you encourage other senior citizens to get involved with that program?
Definitely. It's really a rewarding experience.
Well, Lucille, no one deserves Volunteer of the Year for the Jensen Beach Chamber of Commerce any more than you. Thank you.
Oh, it was a nice job. Nice honor.
Well, I'm going to sit down between two bosses that I have here at the Chamber of Commerce. Ken DeAngelis to my right, who's the incoming president of the Chamber of Commerce, and Audrey Klemzak, who is the outgoing president of the Chamber of Commerce, and actually was the 4th woman president to ever be president of the Chamber of Commerce.
That sounds good. I like that.
Well, Audrey, as the outgoing president, what did you really feel that was stands out in your term as president?
Probably the board workshops. We've had 2 of them. They're kind of in their infancy, but they're starting and they're growing, and the professionalism that the chamber has come to. And I think that's all part of it. We have a mission statement. It's on everything. And we believe in it. And the workshop brings us together and gets us started for the year. And all I can see are wonderful things ahead with it.
And we're also financially sound.
We sure are. That's very close to my heart. We, as being the past treasurer, prior to being president and coming in.
And also being practice manager for Mealick Rogers and Golden CPA firm.
Excellent. Glad you got that in, Ron. You've earned your pay.
She's taught me the importance of bookkeeping and budgets.
That's correct. And how to read a general ledger. You do well. That probably has been the highlight. That the success of the Pineapple Festival is, needless to say, close to all of us. But along with it, the other thing is the increase in our membership. We are really coming along. I can't remember what the final percent is.
We're 600 members now.
Correct, which is an increase over last year of somewhere in the neighborhood of 30%, right, which is real good in a time when economics are not great.
Well, Audrey, thank you for taking time out from the social here to talk to us.
Sociable, Audrey, yes.
And I'll enjoy working with you as past president.
I love that title, past president. It sounds good.
And a person who's going to get the title of president this Friday evening, you're going to be installed as president of the Jensen Beach Chamber of Commerce, is Ken DeAngelis, who is owner of Stain in the Glass, which is in the Jensen Station shops in Old Jensen Village. Congratulations, Ken.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you.
Now I've worked with Ken for 5 years, pretty hard on the Pineapple Festival. We worked together very, very closely. What are some of the programs and ideas that you want to bring to the chamber during your presidency?
Well, I would like to, number one, build on what Audrey has accomplished, continue with the workshops and the committee structure, which Audrey felt was very important, and we strengthened those. I'd like to build on those in the coming year. I'd like to work on economic development for the entire area. Business services, I think we can improve greatly in providing additional services for our members. And of course, the beautification of the boulevard, which I think should be a hallmark of this year, planting the trees and beautifying so that we have a nice entryway and make a statement to everyone coming into Jensen Beach that we are proud of our area.
Now, a lot of people don't realize that the money that is generated from the Pineapple Festival does go back in the community, and a lot of it will be going into this beautification project to beautify the boulevard.
Yes, we've got a 5-year program that is going to be almost $500,000 by the time it's all finished. Of course, the Chamber will not be responsible for all of that, but it is a very large undertaking, and most of the funds that are generated through the Pineapple Festival will be going to the beautification and other activities. The causeway needs a lot of work, and we'll be putting some money into the causeway too, hopefully.
Okay, well, good luck in your term as president.
Thank you, Ron, and I'm sure you'll behave yourself just as you did with Audrey.
Well, I hope so, because I always like to have my contract renewed for another year. All right, well, thank you. And we'll be talking to more members of the Jensen Beach Chamber of Commerce here at the Benihana Jensen Beach Chamber of Commerce Social when we return.
For children growing up, the world is fresh and new, with loving parents there to guide them and make difficult times easier. That's why thoughtful parents invest in a pre-need trust funeral plan. Makes sense financially, and it lessens everyone's pain at life's most difficult time. Call Acock Funeral Homes, serving the Treasure Coast with 4 locations, to explain their pre-arrangement plan. It's the most thoughtful thing you'll ever do.
Hi, Grandpa. Can I come over tomorrow for a swim?
Susie, it takes a few days for my electric heat pump to heat the pool. How about next weekend?
Okay, Grandpa.
Hi, Hal, Mr. Compassion here. Well, sure, Susie. We'll see you tomorrow. In fact, bring your friends. We'll have a pool party. When you dare to compare, you'll discover a propane pool heater will heat your pool in hours, not days, and your spa in minutes, not hours. So call today for a free estimate. Try, I say try County Gas.
We're here at the Benihana Japanese Steakhouse in Sewall's Point at the Jensen Beach Chamber of Commerce Social. And 2 members of the Chamber of Commerce that came to the social, that comes regularly to socials and forums, is Pat and Diane Grassick of American Speedy Printing. Welcome to Focus on Jensen Beach.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ron. We've been very impressed with your show.
Well, thank you. One thing I wanted to say first off about Pat here was, actually, we met each other for the first time at a Jensen Beach Chamber of Commerce social before I even got this job, and when you first moved into the community. You remember that?
That's right. It was quite an introduction, Ron. Probably it would bore the audience as we went through the discussion we had that evening, but it was I think it formed a long-term relationship, a good friendship.
Now, socials and involvement in the chambers of commerce are very important to you in your business. You're always active in groups and organizations. You're a member of Kiwanis. Tell our viewers why you think socials are important for a businessman.
I think it's getting to know your clients on a personal relationship or a personal basis. I think you can do more for a client if you have a feeling of really what they want, and sometimes those things can come out better during a social evening than on a one-to-one business relationship.
Why do you enjoy socials, Diane?
Pretty much the same reason, Ron. I say I enjoy getting to know my clients better on a social basis.
Well, thank you for taking time out to be here on the show. And I know you've got a real successful business with American Speedy Printing. You've done a lot of work for the Jensen Beach Chamber of Commerce, and it's always first quality. Diane, tell people where you're located.
Ron, we're located at 2403 Southeast Federal Highway in Stewart in the Lyria Center. And we're looking forward to the Pineapple Festival in a couple of weeks.
That's right. You are doing the posters for that.
Yes, and I'm looking forward to seeing Chubby Checkers. Bring back a few memories.
Now, your business, for a lot of people could realize where it is. It's right across the street from that silver sunbank on US 1, right?
Yes, it is, Ron.
All righty. Thank you.
Make Stewart Business Systems your headquarters for all your equipment needs, from desktop facsimile to plain paper facsimile, from desktop copiers to full copier systems, computers, printers, typewriters, and more. Of course, Stewart Business Systems provides a full line of supplies. Professional on-site services. Stewart Business Systems is locally owned and operated. Visit our showroom at North Shore Plaza or call 692-2100.
Now we're talking to Cheryl Kessel with Tri-County Gas and John Foster, a famous local architect. Welcome to Focus on Jensen Beach.
Good evening, Ron.
Good evening.
Now, John, first of all, we want to tell our viewers that you just moved. You want to tell everybody where you moved to?
Certainly. I moved to the Riku building in downtown Jensen. I believe it was built around 1908 or so. And it's a beautiful building. We have a view of the Indian River from our offices, and it's very enjoyable.
Okay, now Cheryl, you come to a lot of Chamber of Commerce socials, and you're members of several Chambers of Commerce, correct?
Yes, Tri-County Gas is a member of 5 Chambers of Commerce in St. Lucie and Martin counties.
Okay, now why do you think socials are important?
Well, it's a great time to do some networking, to get to know your fellow businessmen and women on a more relaxed basis.
Now, one thing we wanted to mention to our viewers is Cheryl has just become the new president of the Animal Rescue League of Martin County, correct?
Yes, but we're also called the Humane Society of the Treasure Coast.
Why did they change the name?
Well, many times people come into this community and they call the Animal Rescue League wanting to know where the local Humane Society is. So we thought it best that since we are an accredited Humane Society to change our name. But it's the same organization.
I know our viewers would be interested in some of the buildings that you have designed in the Jensen Beach community. Could you point some of them out?
Certainly. The Island Reef Restaurant over on Hutchinson Island was one of the examples of my work. Also, the Harbor Branch Oceanographic Institution Conference Center is an example of some of the work that I've done locally as well. And let's see, the Jensen Beach Library and the new Palm City Library as well, which will begin construction in March or April of 1993.
Now, you also designed Jensen Station Shops, the new Jensen Station pub area, correct?
That's also correct. There's an engineer, a glass company, a restaurant, and a hair salon, I understand, going in there just now.
Well, and just to let everybody know, John's moved to the Rico building right across the street from the Chamber of Commerce. If anybody needs some architectural design work done, correct?
Certainly.
Well, thank you all for being on Focus on Jensen Beach. And good luck as president of the Humane Society of the Treasure Coast.
Thank you, Ron.
All right. With me is Jerry Paris of Paris Photography, the official photographer of the Jensen Beach Chamber of Commerce.
Hi, Ron.
And Terry Bango of Waterworks of Martin County.
Good evening, Ron.
Welcome to Focus on Jensen Beach. Now, we're here at the Benihana Social. You all both come to socials. Every time we have a social, I see you all here. Why do you all think socials are important to the business person?
Ron, you have to get out and meet the people that are doing business in town in order to do business. In a social climate like we have today, or an economic climate that we have today, the people that are getting out and doing things are the ones that are surviving. The ones that are sitting in their office and twiddling their thumbs are not surviving very well. You have to get out and meet the people and do business.
Now, Jerry, tell some of the people what you've been doing. I mean, a lot of people see your work in our chamber newsletter, and you've done a lot of work for people in the community. How did you get into photography?
I got into photography up in New York State, where I studied photography and finance, and been down in this area only about a year and a half, Ron, and was introduced to the chamber just about a year ago. And in that 1 year, I've just made great business contacts through coming to these socials. My name is out in the area. People are starting to recognize me. As I help further with the chamber, I just get great exposure. It's the best way I've been able to get into my business and keep it flowing very well.
We might as well get a plug in here for the Pineapple Festival. You're the volunteer co-chairman of the Pineapple Festival. If anybody wants to be a volunteer, what should they do?
We need volunteers. It's still not too late to call us up. Call Jerry Paris at 340-2295. Let us know when you're available. The festival is 4 days in November, the 12th through the 15th, and the shifts are available. Give us a call. We've got a variety of areas where we can use your help.
Now, Terry, you've been with Waterworks for how long?
2 years, Ron. We started it 2 years ago this month, and it's a bottled water company. It's the only locally operated bottled water company left on the Treasure Coast now. We have about 550 customers now, and we're growing rapidly.
Well, why should people consider getting bottled water? You know, I guess instead of using tap water.
Ron, the tap water in the area leaves a lot to be desired because it's heavily chlorinated and full of ammonia. Bottled water is a clean source of drinking water, and it's obviously healthier for you when there's not ammonia and chlorine and so forth in the water. So it's very widely used. Bottled water is really coming into its own and is very, very widely used in Martin County now.
Now, you use a reverse osmosis filter system?
That's correct, Ron. We take water and filter it, put it through reverse osmosis, removing all of the minerals from it, and give it a good, clean, pure water.
Well, thank you all for taking time out of the hors d'oeuvres and the drinks to come up here and be on the show. Thanks.
Thank you, Ron.
Well, we've had a fun day today here at the Benihana Jensen Beach Chamber of Commerce Social. And with me is Ron Teal with Bandy Steel and Helen Engebretson with Jensen Beach Travel. Welcome to Focus on Jensen Beach.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ron.
Now, a lot of people don't know there's a steel fabricating company right here in Jensen Beach.
Well, it's a little more than a steel fabricating company. We fabricate structural steel and erect it, and we do lightweight roof decks. So we do a couple of specialty items in the construction world. Commercial construction, warehouses, shopping centers, schools, things of that nature.
And you're located?
At 3422 Northeast Kansas Avenue along the railroad tracks in Jensen. About a couple of blocks north of Jensen Beach Boulevard.
Now, you've been in this area all your life, right?
Well, I went to high school at Dan McCarty High School in Fort Pierce, so I basically grew up in this area and went away for a short period of time, worked at Bandy as a youngster, and came back to be involved in the ownership of it.
Well, I know you all have been strong supporters of the Chamber of Commerce for years, and we really appreciate that.
Thank you. We've enjoyed it.
Now, Helen has been in business for how long?
24 years, right on Jensen Beach Boulevard,
right,
when it was Commercial Street.
Right. You do an excellent job in helping people with their travel plans, right?
Absolutely. Anything along that line.
All right. Well, what are some of the highlights of what you do in your business?
Just about anything that you can name in travel, from one-day trips to around the world.
Plane reservations?
Reservations, cruises, hotels, cars, the works.
Ski trip.
Have you been on a trip from Helen's place before?
Sure.
She does a good job, doesn't she?
She sure does. Excellent job.
Well, Helen's going to be Vice President of the Jensen Beach Chamber of Commerce. She's going to be installed as Vice President this weekend at the Marriott. Congratulations.
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
Well, I think that's all the time we have today for Focus on Jensen Beach. I hope you enjoyed getting a peek at one of the Jensen Beach Chamber of Commerce socials, which was held here at Benihana Steakhouse in Sewall's Point. And we'll see you next week.